looking to stay alive in their division race. Remember New England? They blew that big lead at halftime against Buffalo. They clinch a playoff spot with a win tonight. They're the only team that's unbeaten on the road this year. Meanwhile, the Ravens are one game behind the Steelers in the North. Baltimore a 49% chance to make the playoffs with a win. Drops to just 24% with a loss. Huge game for both teams, and they talked about it this week.
Now it'll line up again in victory formation as the Bills come in and stun the division-leading Patriots.
It was a long stretch where we were feeling good about ourselves. It was a chance for us to respond from something.
There's a lot of good things in there, and we'll need all those things on Sunday for Baltimore.
To say we control our own destiny, it's only if we win. That's it.
We got playoff hope, but we just got to worry about the Patriots.
This was what it's about, bouncing back.
We have an opportunity to improve.
Next Sunday night, it's going to be a tough one.
I'm trying to win any means possible.
So it's a fascinating game in so many ways, and obviously for that man who has not looked like himself for so much of the season. But, Teddy, I think it starts with what in the world happened to the Patriots in the second half last week, and what, if any, carryover do you expect it to have to tonight?
Yeah, I think the biggest problem the Patriots had last week, I mean, there are some certain players in this league, no matter what the score, they're never dead. And that's Josh Allen. And I think they took their foot off the accelerator a little bit in the second half. Some play calling got a little bit cute. And this Patriot team, it's young, okay? Vrabel's done great things with them this year, but get past their depth a little bit. And if you have some injuries, there are some weakness. I talked about them last week. Milton Williams is still down. Spillane is still down. Right down that middle, fellas. Right. I mean, stopping the run, those type of things. This is the time of year, though, the Patriots know it, the Ravens know it. It doesn't matter how it looks anymore. Get the win any way you can to stay alive in the playoffs. That's what both of these teams are looking for.
You know, I think you're just going to get really a pissed-off New England Patriots team, because what we saw in the first half and the team that we saw in the second half was two totally different teams. And one thing that I said last week was the Patriots coming off the bye. How would they look with four quarters of football? But I'm looking at what I saw last week. Could it go into Baltimore? Is Travion Henderson, the running back, only 3 carries last week in the second half? Brew, you talked about getting cute with the play calling. This man, the only highlight was the big run last week in the second half. But if you go 4 quarters, they didn't rely on the run game. They didn't rely on Travion Henderson, because I think that a game like this, Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry, to be able to slow the game down, to keep this Patriots defense on the field because of those injuries today, I like what I see. I'm waiting to see if this running game can go for 4 quarters.
I tell you what, I mean, I've been on Vrabel as like this is the coach of the year, and Josh McDaniels, phenomenal job of coaching. Coaching let that team down last week.
Yeah, no doubt.
100% let it down. You had 3 rush attempts in the second half when you're up by, 20-something nothing, and you had 3 rush attempts. That's absolutely absurd. And Josh McDaniels knows better. So does Vrabel. They got to be kicking themselves after giving this thing away. But they're facing the Ravens so they can get right. Oh, yeah? Be careful. Be careful. Because you talk about the kid, the defense tackle not being in there.
Milton Williams,
Milton Williams. Mm-hmm. They haven't been worth a darn at stopping a run since he's left. Yeah. And now Spillane's out. So I expect a ton of Derrick Henry. All right? And here's what I don't expect. Lamar Jackson. Mm-hmm. Lamar Jackson is not even close to being the quarterback we've seen in the past. And the biggest thing to me is where's the rushing? Like, he hadn't had gain over 10 yards, scrambling or running with the football. And look, Jared Goff has a rushing attack, as a carry of 20 yards. Yeah. Where the hell has Lamar Jackson been?
He didn't.
He's not there.
I hear you, and he's obviously been injured and playing through, injuries each week, missing practices. But he didn't really have to run the ball last week. I mean, this is an offense. They ran the ball for over 10 yards a carry last week against the Bengals, right? 24-0. So hopefully he's a little healthier. But I do think they're going to need him today, right? Especially against this Patriots defense. And I think this is going to be an old school type of game. I mean, these are 2 teams, especially offensively, that pride themselves on running the football. I think the Patriots are sick over last week. I mean, they had 3 rushing touchdowns in the first half. And then you only run the ball 3 times in the second half. And again, it's just math. It's literally just math. Just run the ball, and all of a sudden you don't give Josh Allen a chance. And again, they got to be sick. But the Ravens, listen, their backup is against the wall. Their margin of error is so small. Their schedule is ridiculous right here going forward. And again, This, I hate to say it, but you're in must-win territory here. They got to get it done at home today.
The levels of maturity of teams, when you have the opportunity to take care of business, you do it. You got a division on the line, you get it done. You get those hats and T-shirts. I mean, New England, these players have to realize you're not going to have too many more chances. That has to be done today.
But those players have to realize it. But you know what? We're so used to them being, this is the New England Patriots. They're familiar with this. Not this group.
Yeah, it's a different group. Yeah, Rex, you're right. It's a different group.
Baltimore's familiar with it, and New England isn't. And that's where I'm going to lean on the championship medal or the playoff medal of the Baltimore Ravens in this one here. Look, this game's not played on paper. All right? This is about it. Baltimore, I get it. They had their best defensive performance. They had a shutout last week against Cincinnati, albeit they got the ball drove all over them, but they still had the shutout. Yeah. So, to me, now we're going, it's late in the season. This team's been there before, where New England quite honestly hasn't.
On an encouraging note, their pass rush looked much better last week. That's the Baltimore Ravens. They actually got disruptive, caused some turnovers, got some takeaways. And if they do that today, they got a chance.
If the Ravens lose this game, they'd be putting themselves in a position where they might have to win at Green Bay next week. Otherwise, the final week of the season might mean nothing. Let's show you what it is. The Ravens are one game behind the Steelers in the North, 3 weeks to go. There's a good chance Week 18 will decide the division. If Baltimore wins tonight and the Steelers lose against the Lions, then frankly next week's games don't mean anything. The winner of Week 18 would take the North. But again, if the Ravens lose this game tonight, they may be in a position where they have to win next week to make Week 18 meaningful. Then there's Josh Allen and the Bills. They're in Cleveland today following that 21-point comeback against the Patriots last week, largest of his career. Allen enters the week tied for the most total touchdowns in the league. Bills clinch a playoff spot with a win and a loss by either the Texans or the Colts. And his teammates know their quarterback is dangerous this time of year.
What's something that you think surprises people about your play on the field?
I don't know. It's hard to put into words.
Josh just does his own thing. It's scary.
I love it.
They get excited once he starts running around.
He's going to run it in. 17 is a scoring machine.
He's getting hit. He's jumping over guys, stiff arming defensive ends. He puts it all out there.
Hey, yo, I'm glad he's on our team, yo.
What surprises you when I play?
So Josh Allen could be part of the wrong kind of NFL history today in Cleveland. Myles Garrett closing in on the NFL sack record. Garrett has 21.5 sacks, needs 1 to tie, 1.5 to move ahead of Michael Strahan and T.J. Watt for the most in a season. Did you know that Garrett's NFL journey began with our own Randy Moss back at the 2017 draft? Let's go back down memory lane.
Uh-oh. You know, one thing, the city of Cleveland, the organization, you know they need to hear from you. So what is the message?
Big things are coming. So I didn't just come up, my whole family come up. And I have all of them behind me. I can't let them down, and I won't let them down.
Trey, I'm with the 2017 first overall pick, man. Myles Garrett. Back to you, Trey.
Look at Randy's going. He had him.
Multi-talented.
Hey, man, that's so good. They got to put you back on that draft thing.
Don't start nothing, Rex. You know, one thing about it, man, I'm happy to see a guy like Myles Garrett, and you see over the years of, him supporting me through my cancer, battle. And the thing about it, man, we go back to 17. So if there's anybody wanting him to get that sack record, it may not be today, but this season, it'll be Go get it, Myles.
Well, I think he's going to get it today. He's going to have plenty of opportunities, but that's how many times you sack Josh when it matters in that fourth quarter, because this guy don't go away.
Does it mean, or does he look exactly the same? Has he aged a minute in all the time that he's been in the NFL? When you were interviewing him, I'm thinking to myself, that looks like that interview took place last week.
No, you're talking about the one thing about it, man, this man started out as a rookie on Teddy's all-ridiculous team, and look where he's at now, man. So you talking about a guy that has played the game to the fullest. Man, Myles Garrett, go get that record, man.
And today is going to be trying to go get that quarterback, Josh Allen, in a game that means a lot to the Bills. Meanwhile, we are under 90 minutes to kick off in the early window. That means we have actives and inactives, and for that we have Adam Schefter. Shefty.
All right, Greeny, some notable names on the list today. Let's take a look at them right now. T. Higgins is active for the Bengals. Keon Coleman and Gabe Davis both inactive for the Bills. Quentin Johnson is up for the Chargers. Trayvon Diggs is active, but Quinnen Williams is inactive today for the Cowboys, a blow to that Cowboys defense against the Chargers. Meanwhile, we wait to see this afternoon whether Woody Marks will play for the Texans. There seems to be some speculation swirling that Woody Marks won't play today. Christian Kirk will be out there for the Texans. Nick Chubb will be out there for the Texans. But Woody Marks' status remains very much in question for this afternoon. Meanwhile, the game tonight, a lot of notable injuries. See all the Patriots out there. They're all expected to play. Harold Landry, Carlton Davis, Marcus Jones. Kyle Hamilton's hoping to be out there tonight, and we'll see if Ronnie Stanley can get out there. I'm going to guess he is, but a lot of key players there in tonight's big game between the Patriots and Ravens on the injury report, Greeny.
All right, Shefty, thank you. Looking forward to all of the early window, including Shedeur Sanders and the Browns. We talk a lot about Myles Garrett against Josh Allen. How about what Shedeur could get done today against Buffalo?
Man, that's my nephew right there, Greeny. Going against Josh Allen, hey, Shedeur, you got to put it in the air and score some points because Buffalo coming into town, and they're going to light that scoreboard up.
A few more weeks to show what he can do as we count it down to the NFL on ESPN.
Wake up, wake up, wake up. This is Sunday.
Sunday. This is Sunday NFL Countdown.
The Orange Crush is back. Before the Broncos take on the Jags today, Pat Surtain takes us back to what he learned from his dad.
Pressure is a privilege. I just eliminate the noise and just focus on what I need to focus on.
And before Aaron Rodgers takes on Jerry